Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about reciprocals again. We're going to also talk about a special law of exponents. Okay, so again there's these properties of exponents or laws of exponents that come up, and we're going to talk about one special case in this video. So first, again, just a review. So if we have 10 to the fifth power and we have 10 to the negative fifth power, these are reciprocals of each other, because remember, we can write 10 to the negative fifth as 1 over 10 to the fifth. And so 1 over 10 to the fifth is the reciprocal of 10 to the fifth. And how do we know the reciprocals? Well, if we multiply them together, we get what? We get 1. So they are reciprocals of each other. Okay? Now, there is a special law of exponents that we're going to use when we're multiplying powers of 10 together. Okay? And so the rule is, so in this case here, we can also write this as okay, so in this case here we have 10 to the fifth and 10 to the negative fifth. So one of the properties of exponents or laws of exponents is that when you have the same base, again the 10 we call the base, the exponential, okay? And then the 5s, the negative 5 and the 5 are the exponents. So if we're multiplying this exponentials, so this is called an exponential because it's written in exponential form. And so if we have two exponentials with the same base, in this case 10, then what we do is to multiply, we add the exponents. So this would be equal to 10. We keep the base and we add the exponents. It would be 5 plus negative 5, which equals 10 to the 0, which by definition equals 1. Okay, so we get the same answer. So this is a property of exponents that you're going to want to use. Okay, so whenever you have two exponentials being multiplied together, okay, you add the exponents. Okay, now what if you are dividing? What if you're dividing by powers of 10? So let's say we have 10 to the fourth divided by 10 to the seventh. Well, what do you do then? Well, in this case, so we have 10 to the fourth divided by 10 to the seventh, which is the same as what? 10 to the fourth times what? This can be written as that, right? Which then can be written as that, right? So we could take 10 to the fourth times 1 over 10 to the seventh, right? And we can write this again using what we know about reciprocals is we can write 1 over 10 to the seventh as 10 to the negative seventh. And so then we can use what we just did is we can write this as 10 and we can add the exponents, which would be 4 plus negative 7. Okay? Well, then what do we do here? We've got the exponents have different signs, so we subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. So it would be 10 to the negative third. Okay? But there's a quicker way of doing this, because if you're dividing by exponentials with the same base, what did we just do here? Well, if we're multiplied, right? Multiplying, we add the exponents. Well, in division, notice what we do. So in division, if we divide by powers of 10, so if we have the same base, right, and we are dividing the exponentials, then what do? We subtract the exponents. So we take the top minus the bottom. So this gives us 10, 4 minus 7. By the way, which is the same as 10 to the 4 plus negative 7, which is what we got over here. So we just subtract the exponents and it gives us the same answer, 10 to the negative third. Okay, so here's the takeaway. If you're multiplying by powers of 10, you add the exponents. If you're dividing by powers of 10, you subtract the exponents. So again, let me rephrase that a little bit. So if you're multiplying by 2 powers of 10, you add the exponents. If you're dividing by 2 powers of 10, you subtract the exponents. Okay? And that's it. Next we'll do some examples.